My name is Vjeran Strahonja and I'm full professor at the University of Zagreb, Faculty of Organization and Informatics, that's Croatian University.
Why is low code so important nowadays?
When we come to the question about the importance of the low code development, the answer is very simple. We need hundreds, thousands or millions of people who can creatively develop the code. It's not just a matter of the professional software development, but that's the entire movement. The name is citizen development.
I'm a non-technical person, I'm an expert in management. Should I really bother to learn low code?
For the non-technical people, low coding is one of the solutions. Because the low code development is not the replacement of professionals, but it's a way how to engage a lot of people of different professions to develop code in their area of interest. That means the code for analyzing or visualizing data or make some specific applications. Not to wait for some professional to develop code. It's especially important if you have, as you said, you are a specialist for marketing, if you have a lot sets of data. The contemporary marketing is based on data. So if you have some tool that you can use for analyzing data, that's a solution for you.
To be honest, I'm totally lost. Like, what is the starting point? Where should I start from?
The starting point depends on your previous knowledge and your willingness to invest some time into the low-code development. Of course, the best way is to have some help of somebody who is already skilled in this development environment. But the entire philosophy of low-code development is that it should be easy. If some low-code development approach is complicated, then it's not low-code. By the way, low-code development develops on the platform. We don't have some general low-code development platform, but the platform that are focused on some technology. And all development of modern technologies know this problem that they should provide the entire ecosystem. That means training materials, videos, everything what some professional development or non-professional citizen needs to accept some technology and to be efficient by using it.
I started playing with Oracle Apex, and I stopped in the moment that it requires a code, SQL code. How can I solve this problem?
Of course, the non-technical people, non-IT people should have some basic knowledge about this technical stuff that they need for development of application. If you stop at this point, then the best way is to ask somebody who has some knowledge about the SQL. But you can also learn alone. SQL is very simple. That's a query language also for non-IT people. So the syntax is very simple. Of course, if you make some very complex queries over some distributed data, it may be complex. But the preposition is that you will develop your own application based on maybe some simple structure. So the advice for you is start with some simple problem. You asked me how to start. One of the solutions is to prepare some starter kit or some surveillance kit. You can name it as you want. For the people who are not professionals. So we have developed two types of courses, and of course the materials for such courses. One is for advanced course. That's for the IT students or IT professionals with some very simple examples, cases, but also with more complex. And another one course is short course. The short course is aimed for the non-IT students, the students of management. In our case of our university, it's the course of is the study program of entrepreneurial economics. That are people who have just basic knowledge, general knowledge about the IT, but not software development and such issues. So it's tailor-made for such students. It's a simple way. It's of course it's a guided approach, some kind also of the roadmap how to start with this and how to create simple application. And it's true. This year 50 students of entrepreneurial economics made their own software, and it's not the simplest software in the world. It's a complex software, relatively complex software. For example, the software that integrates a web shop with some GIS components, for example, a map with external source of data. So it's a professional application.
My name is Michal Kvet. I come from Slovakia, University of Žilina. I am associate professor, and my research and learning activities are directly connected to the database systems and all the database technologies.
Okay. Can you tell us something about your experiences with teaching low code?
Yeah. First of all, I would like to say that they are directly devoted to the database system. So if you know database systems, then you can start low coding, because low coding is directly associated with the SQL, and this is a great opportunity for us because Oracle now is deployed in cloud, so you do not need to make your own server and install it, set up it there. I must say that I have dealing with Apex installation multiple times, and it was really terrible experience because it is really complicated step-by-step process, and if you fail somewhere, then it is really complicated to get information or to restore it, reconstruct it, and to make it feasible and working. And therefore, there's a great opportunity. You just provision the database, and then you can deal with the application. Low-code application development is really great and easy because only SQL knowledge is significant, and then you can start making your application. And I must say the last thing, that even no-code programming is available, meaning that if you know nothing about the technology, then you can just click and you can create easy application directly for you. So that's great.
Just imagine a student of management.
Yeah.
Why should this person be involved in low coding?
It is important for them as well, because they need to process and analyze the data. So they must be familiar with the data processing and evaluation and all these reporting activities. And if they know SQL, if they know how to process the data, how to store them, why not to focus on the application development, so they can create charts, they can create forms and some reports directly for their experience, and they simply can produce the data as they require. So that's the main and great opportunity for them.
And what is the starting point? When I consider low coding, where should I start from?
Well, simply register to the cloud or to the Oracle Cloud, and then you can provision database free of charge, because there is free tier option, and you can provision either transaction-oriented databases or analytical-oriented databases like data warehouses. And then you can just start in that manner. Then you can install some samples and you can see how it works. And that's a great starting point. And then you can find some books or some tutorials, and then you can deploy your own application. But the samples are really great for you, as well as some contact with the teachers who can navigate you how to manage the applications. And the last thing is that you can just take some existing application, install it, and simply see how it works.
Okay, the last question, because our students are so impatient about learning, what is your advice? Because low coding is time consuming, or?
Absolutely not. The great thing for the low code programming, I would say that you can start coding and tomorrow you have the application. Even complicated application with multiple users, with multiple forms, with multiple tables and multiple charts and types, or everything, simply it can be deployed. Tomorrow it can be finalized and make it available. So that's great opportunity.
And can you tell us something about the textbook, that handbook where you've prepared with the rest of the team?
Yeah, you said that it was the last question, but okay. So I would say that it navigates you through the whole process of the development. So you will start with the definition of the local programming and all these activities, and we will simply drive you through the whole process of the development, dealing with the case study. So it is not only teaching about individual components and how to deploy it, but in a practical orientation, you will see that it's a great opportunity and you can make real application running after several hours.
Well, I'm Alkiviadis Tsimpris. I am associate professor at the Department of Informatics, Computer and Telecommunication of the International Hellenic University. And my special issues that I involve into is databases, data mining, and machine learning.
Why is low code so important nowadays?
Well, low code is important nowadays because nobody wants to learn in deep programming, and there are many institutes or business that people want to do applications but without a lot of knowledge of programming. So low coding helps them to develop their applications with tools that help them to make things and facilities of services of their application that they couldn't do it because they do not have the knowledge to do this.
Okay, I'm a non-technical expert. Do I really need to know how to code?
If you are a technical expert, maybe you have some knowledge more than somebody else, but low coding will help you to do some jobs without a lot of effort.
Mm-hmm. Do you also teach low code to your students?
Yes, I teach. We teach a lot of things, but we teach SQL, so our student can learn to develop databases from the scratch, from the beginning, and develop applications using databases, but it's a long process. By using low code, they accelerate their efforts and they can do the same thing in a fast way.
I don't have time for it. Like, is it possible to learn anything in two hours, for example?
Yes, if you want to do something very fast, There are many manuals online in Oracle APEX, so you can learn some step first to create your first application. And using our new book, there are a lot of examples that you can start from the scratch and do your own application without spending a lot of time.
I want to make it very practical. Can I use APEX to organize my life better?
Of course. You can see that you can use APEX to organize your life by developing applications that can help you in your everyday jobs that you have to do, like to organize your expenses and your incomes. You can develop a very short application using APEX, and you can keep all your expenses of your home in a very simple application. You can access this application through your phone, and you can input the expenses of a supermarket or anything that you go, and you can sum all of this and have a total amount of the expenses of the month or of the day or of the week in a very quick and feasible way.
Larisa Hrustek, a PhD student and teaching assistant at Faculty of Organization and Informatics. My research field is digital transformation, business process modeling, business process improvement, development and implementation of sustainable practices in business and sustainability. I prepared a short course for my students and non-informatic students because they need these skills and knowledge about low-code programming. This is important for them because this is additional value for my students. Maybe they didn't understand the relation between tables, between entities, and how create what is entity in database. This is big challenge in this activity. But I try to explain them how apps functionate, and they are really successful. You need to try.
My name is Alenka Baggia. I come from the Faculty of Organizational Sciences, University of Maribor. I work as an assistant professor in the field of information system, and my main research activities are technology acceptance and also digital technologies for sustainable development.
What is low code?
Low code actually means that without any specific programming skills or knowing any specific programming language, you can develop some sort of application which is useful, which is user-friendly, and with not a lot of effort, these results can be achieved quite easily.
I'm an expert in management. Do I need to know how to program, how to code?
No, actually you don't need to know how to program and how to code. You need to have a little bit of understanding of what's behind, a little bit of knowing what actually is a database, how data is stored there, because it is some specific system. And you actually need to know a little bit about querying data. But most of this knowledge we already gained by using different search engines and so on, like Google and so. So basically the logic is quite intuitive when you get to it. So, and you don't need any specific knowledge about this. If you are planning to, I don't know, do a simple application. If you are planning to develop an application which would be useful, I don't know, for the entire company and so on, and to cover a lot of business processes, then some additional knowledge specifically about SQL, structural query language, is welcome, but actually programming language is only optional.
I'm a very impatient person, so is it something for me? Because I heard that low coding is time consuming, energy consuming, it's difficult.
I would not say that it's time consuming. Well, sometimes you, as for all the development of applications, you get some issues and it takes some time to resolve them, but basically for you to start with Oracle APEX, our BeeAPEX learning materials would be a nice option, and also Oracle as the company provides some tutorials how to start with Oracle APEX, and they're very nice. I specifically like this tutorial about how to develop an application from a spreadsheet, from a simple Excel spreadsheet. And we use this tutorial also to conduct several workshops for business partners and for students, for teachers, to see how APEX actually works. And it was in an hour and a half, we managed to develop a web application, which was very nice, very intuitive, which was quite easy to use, and we also managed to get some customization with the language and so on, so this was not time consuming. AI will suggest some coding for you. For example, if you will have a problem and you would like this problem to be solved, AI will suggest the possible solutions, because in programming, you know, it's like when using maps, you can take several different ways to get to your target. But anyway, AI does not produce an optimal code. So basically, this is one option, and when you review it, for now, at least what AI suggests for now, or generates for now, are codes which have to be optimized. So they are not optimal, and basically for you, nevertheless, it would be useful not to know how to code, but to understand what code does and why.
I'm Dijana Oreški, and I work as Associate Professor at the University of Zagreb, Faculty of Organization and Informatics, where I teach courses which are related to information systems development, artificial intelligence and data science.
Okay, why low code? Why low code activities are in the center of your attention right now?
Because students love it and they accepted it very well. We have used low-code approaches with IT students, and they love it. We used low-code approaches with non-IT students, and they also love it. So I think it's a good approach to everyone.
Okay, let's talk about non-technical students. What are the benefits for them when they learn low-code?
We have economics students and our faculty, and I think they are they're better when they come out from the faculty. So they have advantage from the other economics students and bachelors because they understand and they know how to develop simple application. I think that's big advantage today.
What kind of skills do I need to have before I open the APEX app?
I think the most important is motivation. Just want to learn it and want to know Oracle APEX and other low-code approaches.
And what are the other low-code approaches apart from APEX? What do we have? What can we mention?
Depends what you want to do. So we use APEX for simple applications development. There are low-code approaches in every field, not just applications development. Machine learning, for instance, is one of them. So it depends what you want to know and what is your domain.
How can I use APEX in my daily life to optimize my daily activities? Can you give us some examples?
For instance, we had the workshop with pupils from high school, and they developed a simple application in 1 hour, which was intended to give them recommendations for the movies. So if you want to do something like that, I would say 1 hour is enough to have a good application and to find a movie for based on your preferences.
So what is your favorite movie?
Wow, this is the most difficult question. Before Sunrise, I would say. It's a trilogy: Before Sunrise, Before Sunset, and After the Midnight.
My name is Thanasis Angeioplastis, and I represent the International Hellenic University from Greece.
Why is low code so interesting nowadays?
Low code is very interesting because it gives the opportunity to non-IT people that have no prior skills, no prior knowledge, to start creating their own applications in practically no time.
And tell me about your students. What are their challenges when it comes to learning low code?
Our students are mainly IT students, so they have the knowledge, the backup, to start creating their own applications. But when we had lessons in Oracle Apex, it was something new to them, and it was like a revolution. They could start doing things that took many hours with other programming languages, with other tools, and they had their applications up and running in 10 minutes. It was something new to them, and they were quite thrilled.
What about, for example, a mom who is coming back from the maternity leave? Is it also the solution for them, for her?
It would be the perfect solution for her. It requires very little knowledge, just some very basic stuff about programming. And it takes some time and effort just to get to learn the new tools and applications. But you can create your own stuff based on your own needs very easily. It has a very reduced learning curve. You don't have to to learn a programming language. It will take a year to master the programming language. You could have an application made by these tools in several weeks or something. Mm-hmm. It would be perfect for such a person. In 2 hours, you could create a small application. You can start with something very simple. But if afterwards you can start creating something bigger. It's just to get to know the tools and the applications that you will need.
My students are very impatient. Would
Yes.
you give them any advice not to stop, not to drop out the process?
The way to create application with such a tool is very easy. They will have a very primitive application with not doing so much stuff in half an hour. So they will be quite thrilled because they will have an application with no prior coding knowledge up and running in 30 minutes. It will be a cloud-based application. It will be something new to them. I believe that once they start using such applications, they will not stop. They will be quite thrilled.
And the last question is about your experience with BeeAPEX project. Any surprises, any observations after 19 months of the project, right?
The biggest surprise is when we had classes with our students based with Oracle Apex. So far we were using Microsoft Access, we're using Microsoft SQL, C# for creating the applications. And once they start using Oracle Apex, they don't want to do anything else. They are asking all the time for workshops, for seminars about Oracle Apex. It's something very new, something very interesting, and they can see that it's a skill that they will need in the future. It will help them get new jobs, their employability. It's probably the future for me.
It's a pleasure to be here. My name is Werner Retschitzegger. I'm an assistant professor at the Johannes Kepler University in Linz. I'm at the Department of Computer Science, and I'm focused on the topic of information systems, so to say.
What is your definition of low code?
So my definition of low code is that even non-IT experts are able to build web applications which really less effort. So it is possible to somehow draw an application in terms of a figure, then press a button and you get out a full-fledged running web application. This is really tremendous.
I don't believe you, because I tried to use Apex, and some code, SQL code, is required.
No, it's not necessary. If you just generate a quite simple web application, then it is not necessary that you write a single line of code. Yeah? I've experience in low-code development since 30 years. I started at the end of the 80s by using a paradigm which is called model-driven engineering. It is, so to say, the predecessor of low-code development. Yeah? And even 30 years ago, it was already possible to draw an application, press a button, and generate more than 80% of the code. Of course, it was COBOL code, just a quite ancient form of programming, but yeah, it was already possible 30 years ago. And now with Oracle APEX, of course, we have a quite more modern low-code development platform, which enables you to, even if you're a non-IT expert, draw your application, press the button, and you don't have to write a single line of code.
Okay, so you also teach your students, and what are their challenges? What are the barriers when you learn low code?
Yeah, my situation is a little bit different because I'm at the Department of Computer Science, so I'm not really teaching non-IT experts, but I'm teaching the IT experts. But even for them, it is quite interesting to use this low-code development environment. Because it's another form of doing computer science, not focusing on all the nitty-gritty details of coding, but to have a much more simple opportunity in order to generate an application. So it's really quite interesting. So the barriers, of course, are not that high as for non-IT expert, but it's really interesting to work with them. So.
If I want to learn low coding just for myself, can I use Apex to organize my daily activities, for example?
Yes, would be not really a big problem. There's one thing you have to keep in mind. What are the key components of a web application? There are two key components. There is, on the one hand side, the database layer, comprising all the tables and the data, which is the fundament of your web application. And on the other hand side, the second component is the web layer, where all the web pages are composed and interlinked together. And these are the two major components. And you simply start by generating your table out of your figures, put in the data also by means of some wizard or whatsoever. And then you can specify also graphically on basis of your tables your pages and the links in between. It's really simple. So you can do a simple web application for your daily activities with low-code platforms like Oracle APEX. It's really a simple,
Hello, my name is Professor Wieland Schwinger. I'm Associate Professor at the Johannes Kepler University in Linz, and I'm focusing on data-driven applications, basically, and web application development specifically.
Why is low-code so important nowadays? Why is such a big issue?
I think it's because it's balancing the two major problems we have in developing applications. On the one hand side, you want to have fast processes, easy development, as low as possible effort in generating an application. On the other hand side, for more tricky use cases, you want to have as much expressiveness as possible. So, and to balance those two extremes, so to say, low-code tries to cover both bases by providing pre-generated code snippets and wizards to generate parts of the code and also to provide for consistency in doing so, while still leaving open gaps for introducing code and expanding on the existing standard functionality, and go as deep as you like then for covering the more specific business functionalities you need.
The title of our project is BeeAPEX and Better Employability for Everyone. Is it really for everyone?
It can be for everyone. Since it starts, or you can start at a very low level of knowledge with respect to coding by using just the standard generation processes and features, and then gradually expand on introducing code wherever you need to go deeper and provide more sophisticated functionality to your web application. So in that respect, yes, it can be even a starting point for those who haven't been into code development in the first place.
How can I start this journey? What is the starting point?
The starting journey is, well, with good examples, I would say. So if you have an example you can learn from and some guidance in how to do the first steps on your own, just to combine together, will help you to achieve probably very easily your first applications. And from that kind of success you gain from that, you are then able to expand on by adding new functionality, new pages, and go deeper into the more nitty-gritty details of what is offered by APEX. Since it's the standard application is very easily generated, and then upon that you can expand how much you like actually. It doesn't really limit the developer with respect to what you can achieve in respect of the coding and edits to it.
Could you give us any examples of the APEX applications among your students? Which applications are their favorite ones?
The favorite ones. We give them not too much of a choice actually. We do have a standard example where we try to teach them on the one hand side the basics of application development with APEX, and then have another case where they try to find their own way to develop this application with respect to the database tables as well as with respect to the web pages and how to solve the kind of small case, business case we give them in class.
The last question is about the materials you've created with a team when we were working on a project. So can you tell us about the materials? What is available?
So we try to give them a kind of hand-on experience in terms of a tutorial where they have a stepwise explanation what to do and how to achieve your first application, so that you really have a very easy entrance to the subject. And then we also provide them with backup material in terms of what low-code development is all about. So give them the more academic context of low-code development to understand how low-code development fits into the overall spectrum of software development. And additionally to that, we give them more in-depth material for these different functional subjects so they can dive into if they need it and solve in their specific case. So it's a combination of easy entrance and then more in-depth material later on if they need so.
Hello, my name is Dimitrios Varsamis. I'm professor in Applied Mathematics and Scientific Programming at the Department of Computer Informatics and Telecommunication Engineering. I'm the head of this department and the director of postgraduates in Applied Informatics.
Do you think that low code is something important, especially when we talk about the students of advanced mathematics?
The low code is important to our students to make easy applications, and after to go inside and make more with other tools to make a more difficult application. The low code is the beginning for the career of my students. Mm-hmm. It's very important low code to postgraduates of my department, because in postgraduates have students from other scientific topics like business, like economics, like mathematics, like physics, and these students is more easy to make a application with low code.